Good morning, everyone. I am Devi Priya, Associate Professor from Department of CSC, Lakireddy Balreddy College of Engineering, Mayilavaram, affiliated to JNTUK. Today, I would like to share the concept of final keyword. What is a final keyword and what are the uses of final keyword? Final is a keyword in Java which is used to declare. It can be used along with the variables. It will be used along with the methods and as well as classes. And with each variable and methods and classes, the final have a special purpose. Generally, in the inheritance concept, inheritance that acquires the properties from the superclass to subclass, and if you want, we can also override. And in certain cases, if you don't override the methods, only whatever the methods will be offered by the superclass, just use those methods only. Don't override that methods if you want to give that type of restrictions. Or sometimes if you would like to create your variables as a constant, you don't want to modify those variables in some other classes. And if you don't want to create your class as a superclass, you don't want to offer your methods to the some other classes. In that situations, we can use a keyword called final. Final will be used for variables, final will be used for methods, and final will be used for the classes. What is the final use? When you are using a final with a variable, whenever we are using a final with a variable like int a, before that I am using a modifier called final modifier. Now it will be turned as a constant. Definitely, whenever we are using a final in front of variable, we need to initialize a value also, and now the entire variable, the a variable, will be considered as constant. Even you try to modify this constant in the later, it will generate an error. So it will not, if you don't want to change a value for the other classes, and if you want to create your variable as a constant variable, then in front of your variable you can use a modifier called final modifier. And what is that next one? Final with a methods. What the method? Whenever we have declared a method with a method signature, return type, and method name and parameters. Here no return type, void, and no parameters. In front of this method signature, if you are defining the final keyword, what it supports, this method will be inherited. Method will be inherited to the subclass, but it can't be override in the subclass. Even you are trying, it should generate. The method is declared with the final, you can't override. What it meaning? Final with methods, the prevention of method overriding. Method overriding is not possible in the subclass. That is the second principle. Final with the classes. What the final with the classes? Which prevention of inheritance. Whenever we have declared a class A, in front of this we are declaring a modifier called final modifier, and I am trying to extend A class B extends A. I am trying like this. What it generates? It will generate an error called final class can't be inherited. That meaning is this is a alone. We can't make this A class as a superclass. In that situation, you can use a modifier. In real time, Java provides so many classes, built-in classes and built-in methods. Among that, so many methods will be considered as a final methods, and so many variables will be considered as a final variables. So many classes will be considered as a final classes. If I have declared final B class, prevention of inheritance. In the interviews also they may ask, in the examinations and interviews, how you can prevent the inheritance, what type of keyword we can use to prevent the inheritance. Then the keyword is final with the class. What type of keyword will be used for prevention of method overriding? We can use final along with the method. What type of keyword will be used to declare a constant? Final along with a variable name. We can see quickly, we can say a simple example also. First I would like to declare a constant only. final in A. First, I want to class final demo public static void main string args and A class object we are creating completed. And now I can use it as a Java C. Yes, what it is giving identifier. And here I have given it wrong. Public. Yes, will you please read it? Variable A is not initialized. Why? Because we have declared the variable as int A. If we are removing this final, it will be acceptable, compiled successfully. But when we are doing like this final int A, what is the error? What is the error will be generated? So the A variable must be variable A not initialized. We must initialize. Now A equal to 90. Final A equal to 90. And now we can print it also. Here I am trying to print. System dot out dot println O dot A. And execute this. 90 will be printed. From the class itself, main class itself, I have created an object. Using an object O dot A, I have printed. Now, I want to take one more O dot A. I would like to increment A. Is it possible or not? Yes. Can't assign a value for the final variable. Why? What is the reason? Here, if you are trying to do like this, once the value is assigned, we can't modify it. That will be throughout the program. Only a value called will be a constant, a value will be there. This is the case for final with variable. Final with variable. Variable. And now I can save as final demo with method dot java final demo method, and what it indicates now final with the methods. You can remove all this. Declare a void show and here we have declared system dot out dot println hello I am final. Hello I am final. Hello I am final will be there. Now, before that, hello, I have final, and before that, if I am using class B extends A, fine, void show, I would like to override final demo method. Class A, it is non-final, no final method, just declare override. And is it possible? Java says yes, it should be possible. But when you are declaring a method with the final, what it will I can run? Yes, show method in B can't override. What is the reason? Because why the show method will be can't be override? It should be declared with a class called, what is that class? It should be declared with a keyword called, what is that keyword? Final keyword. We can inherit, if you are removing this, we can inherit it, but we can't override. We can't override the final methods. You may put all these in the comments. You may call B O dot show. Yes. So final methods are inherited, but final methods can't override. Final methods, if you are trying to override, it can't be override. And the last one, there will be a concept called final. I am removing all these just for easy understandability. Just I am writing. I am removing all these. Just pseudo code I have mentioned. First, normally final class, final demo class, final demo class dot Java. Fine, and we can go to the example. Java says fine. Yes, one more brace for right. Compile, no worries, because it is not a final class. But whenever in the front of your class, if you are trying to put the, what is this? Can't inherit from the final A. So this is the error. If you are trying to access, if you are trying to access the class A from the class A is declared as a final, and if you are trying to extend that, what type of error it will generate? It generates an error called extension is not yet possible. Extension of yes. So in certain situations, there is a requirement called, we would like to make a constant, we would like to prevent an inheritance, we would like to prevent the method of overriding. In that situations, we can use a keyword called final keyword. So in this, the summary is how we can use the final, and how it should be useful with variables, methods and classes are discussed along with the examples. You can practice these examples based on your requirement. You may use all these. And if you have it need, thank you. If you have any doubts, you may put it in the comment section. Thank you, Ananda.